Hey, what's up? Mike D here, cyberspaceyourplace.com, reputationmarketing.ninja. In this video, we're going to talk about how to get more online reviews for your school and the power of that and the simplicity of it all. But first, a couple stories. One, the condensed version of how I got started in the martial arts business. Started in the martial arts business when I was 18 years old after training since I was 13 in South Philly. I actually took over the school that I initially trained at. So I started training when I was 13, took over the school, started my first school at 18, and then about a year after that, took over the school that I trained at. So what happened, here's how it went down. Skip some of the details. But 6 months out of high school, I opened the school. My partner was somebody who had been one of my first instructors, great guy. And he we opened a small school together where we were 50-50. And about a year later, we decided to just merge the two, his larger school, which really wasn't doing that well at the time. I didn't really know that, and my smaller school. The larger school, we were paying some pretty hefty rent, about $4,200 a month. That's $4,200 a month, and that's in 1998, $1999. And the gross revenue was probably only about maybe $9,000, so it wasn't really doing that well. Within a few months, we had our first $25,000 a month. We started enrolling, 15, 20 students per month. Average retention. We still lost people. Don't let anybody ever, lie to you about fake retention numbers, but that's a whole other video. But again, we were kind of off to the races just after several months when we kind of had clear roles. And then I had that school for about 8 years, sold it, and then I kind of moved on. I opened the school from scratch in a small town. Pumped that full of new students relatively quickly, and I had 16,000 in billing volume within a few months with that school. About 104 students within the first 90 days or so, give or take. When I first opened that school, a sad story. I was actually a part of a larger organization, but I left that organization after really seeing the holes. I called it the cardboard and scotch tape empire. So I got out. It was ugly, and and then I had that school for a little bit before I sold that and moved on. In the meantime of all that, I got really good at direct mail for martial arts schools and actually enrolling students, usually on the first day they came into the school. So I actually created two programs, one called the Martial Art of Selling and one called Quick Karate Sales Letters. Because again, I got really good at doing direct mail marketing back in the early 2000s, and really good at enrolling students. And I should train others how to enroll those in students as well. Right things to say, how to say things. We call it what it is. It's sales. And so I actually published two courses that I started selling to martial arts schools in 2006. That was the second step for me for online marketing, for selling training and tools to other studio owners back in 2006. Prior to that, my first step into online marketing was when I, in 2004, had my first website for my school. Yeah, I was pretty late to the game. 2004 is when I did my first website for our Philly school, and started seeing that bring in, a steady flow of students. Doing SEO back then. Actually, a lot of what we call black hat SEO back then, and just getting leads, from the website. So that was really my early start into online marketing. And then in 2008. I launched an online marketing company, and we do web development, redesigns, mobile apps, SEO, online reputation marketing. We've done that for many years. So, and it's a lot of fun. But anyway, and one of the folks that we still love to work with are martial arts schools. So quick backstory of me a little bit, so you know who you're talking to. When it comes to online reviews, parents especially, and anybody out there who's a consumer, value online reviews just as much as they value recommendations from friends and family. They trust them, because it's someone actually sat there and wrote something. I got in trouble recently by my wife when I went to our dog, 2-year-old Lucky. He's a boxer, golden retriever, crazy mutt, and we were, he doesn't have any brothers or sisters just yet. I'm trying to convince my wife to get another dog. But he was alone for part of a day, a little longer than he used to, and he kind of got a little freaked out, and he decided to ruin my daughter's mattress. Let's just leave it at that. So my wife did some research. She checked out reviews. She found a good price on a mattress, and she sent me to handle it. And I ended up buying a totally different mattress for probably around the same price, maybe a little more, because I just knew my daughter would like it better after I tested it out. She really kind of laid into me. She's like, I did the research, I looked at the reviews. What are you doing? Why did I even send you to do the job? Get the mattress. Anyway, we got over it. But the point is, she had done the research reading the reviews. Whenever we go out anywhere, we're always looking at Yelp reviews, Google reviews for places to eat. So reviews are big, and they're not just for restaurants, they're not just for products anymore. They're for all types of businesses, and especially your martial arts school, because a lot of times, if you're working with kids, with most of our clients, they're either 50-50, 50% kids, 50% adults, or they're very rarely, all adults, but most of the times they're actually sometimes 80% kids. When you're working with kids, that's a valuable, parents protect their children, okay? So they want to read, they're going to do their research. Even if they get a referral into you, they're still going to do their research. Even if they come to a birthday party or they come see you at an event or whatever, they're still going to do their due diligence because it's so easy to do. They can just check you out. And they can see your reviews, or maybe they're looking online. They don't even know who you are, but they're looking. Your website's optimized or whatever. You get someone checking you out, and then they're also going to check out online reviews. So reviews are very powerful. So there's a few things you need to know. I call it CAS: culture, ask, and system. So you have culture, ask, and then system. Here's the deal. Culture is very simple. We live in a culture that values online reviews. You, whether you're a team of 1 or 10 or whatever your organization is, you need to ingrain that into the culture of your school, ingrain into yourself, ingrain into your staff and your instructors, that we live in this culture of online reviews. So everyone becomes aware of how powerful and important online reviews are. Then you have ask. You have to ask for reviews. If you don't ask for good reviews, gently, you won't get any. Okay, if you don't have a method to ask folks to give you some feedback, whether they give you a compliment and you pounce on the opportunity and say, wow, I really appreciate that. I had no idea the impact we were having on Johnny. Would you mind putting that in writing, maybe going to our Google or a Yelp page and letting us know how we did? We really appreciate that, and it's very important that we have that online. Most people will say, yeah, sure, I'll do that, Mr. D or whatever your name is, no problem. So the culture is there, and you have to ask. You have to just know that you're going to ask for the good ones, because unfortunately we live in that 1 to 11 ratio. Someone's upset, they'll tell 11 people, and they'll go online and leave a review, or if they're but if they're happy, they may only tell one person, because we all have standards. We think that anybody we're paying money to owes us. Okay, they owe us a good experience. I mean, no business is perfect. We all screw up, but the assumption that every consumer makes is that, hey, I'm giving you some money. Hey, it better be tip top. Okay, so you have to ask. If you don't ask, you will get minimal good reviews. The last thing you have to have is a system in place, and really the system kind of brings it all together. Your awareness of this, you're in this culture, you're asking, and the system could be really simple. I'm going to give you one right now. Whether you want to use our tools or not, I'm still giving you the system. The system is basically, whenever you get that compliment, you say, I'm going to send you links to our Google and Yelp page, and we're going to go ahead and, I would love if you could leave us a review. So I'll email you. Okay? And they say, sure, go ahead, shoot me the email, no problem. So there it is, your system. Whenever you hear a compliment, systematically, you're writing it on your to-do list, and boom, you're sending that email out to that parent or that student or that member or whatever. And that's your system. It's actually pretty simple. From there, the other part of the system is, if you're making these, we used to do calls from time to time, retention calls, or we do, Ali Alberigo is big on his 2-4-6-8 calls, calling folks every 2 weeks, see how they're doing. So whatever really works for you, where you're sort of checking in with people. In my schools, we used to by default check in after 2 or 3 weeks just to get some feedback. A lot of times at that point we would get some good positive feedback. And then at that point you would say, hey, I'm going to send you an email with our review links. Or maybe you have what we've created for clients, and we've done this for ourselves, what we call welcome sequences that go out via email for the most part. A couple emails a week or one email a week for a month or something like that. And one of those emails at that last month, talks about asks automatically asks. It goes automatically out. It's an autoresponder, asks for feedback. Okay, so that's another way you can have a system. So you just have to have a system in place to be able to get reviews. You can do it without any fancy software, but you just have to hustle. You have to work. Nobody's going to do your push-ups for you. That's how you do the system on your own. I just gave it to you. It's actually overly simple. Now, here's the fact that we're in business too. So I'm going to on the rest of this page. Obviously, it's probably you see it all around you. You're on the reputation marketing page, and on this page, there's a couple things. There's some information, there's some pricing, and then there's another video below me that explains our reputation marketing software. Now, our reputation marketing software takes all of this Culture Ask and system and brings it all under one roof. Okay, all of your reviews, your total online reputation is under one area, one easy to manage dashboard. You see everything. Then it makes it even easier to get reviews because there becomes one central capture page, and I'm happy to show you this on kind of like a demo if you're serious about this. There's one central capture page that actually collects the star rating and collects the feedback. They don't need a Google account. They don't need a Yelp account. You can easily collect their feedback. It's so simple. So you end up getting a high percentage of the folks you ask. You end up getting a high percentage of them that actually give you the feedback. It's pretty brilliant. After that, it will direct them. If it's a 4 or 5 star review, it'll direct them to leave it on social media, leave it on Yelp, leave it on Google. So now it ups your chances of actually now getting that review spread throughout the online world. Okay, so it creates a system that makes it easy to capture the review, then spread it like a viral message through social media, through Yelp, through Google. And then it thanks them, obviously, and puts all that feedback into one dashboard. And it can be tied into your website, so it creates this scroll and this rotating star rating. So when someone actually gets to your website, they see all the reviews. They can read all the parent feedback. When they're researching you online, they can find your review page. So it's pretty powerful. It just makes the system a lot easier. So for the asking price and what it costs monthly to have this, a lot of our clients really value the ease and simplicity of the whole thing. So I think you will too. So again, you can take what I just gave you and you can implement a powerful review strategy. Or you can put it on what I call turbocharged cruise control, and you can literally make it easy to capture online reviews and build your online reputation. All right, it's Mike D for cyberspaceyourplace.com and reputationdomination.ninja. It's awesome talking to you on this review video. Feel free to watch it multiple times, and make sure you really do open your mind and think about the possibilities, because the reputation domination marketing program that we have, it's not expensive. It's super affordable, and I think just one student coming from this on average once a month who's validating you, who's checking you out, will easily pay for this thing many times over. Okay? All right, Mike D signing off. Any questions? I'd be happy to talk to you about the reputation marketing program. Take care.